We need to minimize our expense and our costs. So we got pretty far with our standardization model, made some very good inroads, and you can imagine the skepticism I had when the team came to me and said, we want to buy this product called Splunk. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting name. What does it do? How does it work? I really didn't hear much about Splunk. And after they sold me on the idea of the log aggregation, some of the benefits that we can take out of that, we did a trial and brought the architecture, and I will tell you, in hindsight, it's been a very good ride so far, very good fit, and we're very excited about using the product going forward. Up here you can see our architecture. It's nothing like Dow, obviously. We're a much smaller provider in that sense of the word, but again, the architecture for Splunk was really key to us during the trial. We got a couple of surprises for us with regards to how the system gets sized in the environment. So I'll just tell those of you who are considering using Splunk some things, some gotchas that we experienced. I'll talk a little bit about how we're currently using the environment, and then maybe a little bit about our future use. But in the environment today, when we looked at it, we thought, oh, maybe 2 to 5 gig of daily logs. You know, when they came to the salespeople came to us and said, hey, you know, what do you think about the product? And we're thinking 2 to 5 gig a day. They just laughed at us when we told them that. And we're like, okay, well, it must be something we don't know. Well, it was quite a bit that we didn't know, obviously. We went into the implementation, we realized we were collecting about 50 gig a day of logs in our production environment. And we thought that was going to be inclusive of our pre-prod and prod, which was not the case. Actually, when we used our production environment, we're now looking at somewhere around 70 gig of logs a day, and we have a bunch of different applications that we write in-house. So we're pulling all the logging from that. We're a big WebLogic shop, so we're bringing our syslogs from WebLogic. We're grabbing a lot of our syslogs from the Windows domain controllers and some of the other environments, the Apache environment. And you can't see it to the far right, but we're pretty diversified. We've been very acquisitive for the past 4 years or 5 years, and we've picked up a lot of different architectures along the way. So Oracle, Apache, .NET, we're a big Java shop internally. So again, there's a myriad of systems that we have to grab logs from and centralize, and this tool really does a nice job of collecting all of that through the indexers and the search UI. So we're going to jump down to this next one. Some of the roles that we have within the organization. We have Windows administrators, Unix and Linux administrators that use the product. We have a sizable onshore and offshore development contingent. And again, I'll talk a little bit about that, but we're trying to get them to change their whole release management strategy with this product, utilizing the tool before we get to the production headaches that I think one of the previous speakers mentioned, that things always seem to blow up in prod no matter how you test it. The limited access to specific indexes and data, I can't tell you how many times that I've had development team members come to me with requests saying, hey, the infrastructure guys aren't being nice, they won't let us have access to the logs on our servers. Or the infrastructure guys come to me telling me, hey, the developers just want free reign on the servers and we don't want to give it to them. With this product, it's been very helpful to just park it off to one place. Everybody's happy. It's in one place they can grab it. It's documented, it's indexed, it's searchable, and it's providing them a value add. Another big benefit to us was the license model. I don't know about you, but I deal with a lot of different software products, and licensing is a nightmare between Microsoft and Oracle and some of the other ones I deal with. This is a nice breath of fresh air in the sense that it's based off of the gate by the use, as you drink, so to speak. And it's not that per-seat contentious license that you always have people coming back saying, hey, I need to get more access into this thing. Now we're turning that back over to our business owners or our application owners who are saying, hey, we want to make sure that this thing is being logged and looked at. As I said about the corporation service company, we are a software as a service provider. So when you think of the cloud, we're kind of out there doing this for our customers. We're providing them these applications. And you know, we're real big on customer service. It's actually what sets us apart from our competitors in this space, where we go the extra mile to make sure that people have what they need when they need it, and if they call in with a problem, we can take care of that. So as you can tell, you're sending applications out there on the web, and when you're providing it as an ASP shop, the app has to work. The functionality has to be there. So with the tool, with Splunk, we've been able to get in front of these problems before they crop up in our production environment and address them proactively. Another big thing for us has been the external facing interface to our customers. When we're seeing problems on the back end through Splunk logs, and I don't know about you guys, but if you provide anything to a customer on the outside, I don't care how much testing you do in UAT and dev, customers will find a way to break your stuff. They always do. Internal, external, they're just going to do something that you just didn't account for. And it's going to happen, we know it's going to happen, and we try to account for that in our development process. But one of the things that we found that Splunk does for us is when we find that they're using an application perhaps outside the range of what we thought it should have been used for. The Splunk logs are grabbing these things saying, hey, they're trying to make a query against this huge database range, and this is killing your application, killing your database on the back end. You need to get in front of that because we start to see the visual graphics and the dashboards and the spikes. So we turn that around, give that to our customer service reps who are in account management or relationship management of the accounts, and then they turn it out to say, hey, look, we understand that this is a problem for you. What are you trying to do? So it takes that customer service level to the next notch. It makes it look like we're on top of things before we even get there. Another big application that we use, and again, I'll talk about two of them. One is the domain manager application. How many of you are familiar with the old RCOM, registry.com? Anybody ever hear of them? They're up here in New York, a couple of you. We actually acquired them about 4 years ago, and it turned us into the world's largest registrar at this point. So we do a lot of domain management and registration for our customers and end users. And what we've decided that this is a 24/7 application. So for this application, it probably makes sense to use Splunk proactively. We have users and customers in Germany, around the globe basically, who realize that this is a 24/7 application. We just can't afford for this to go down. I mean, I don't want to be sitting at my desk and have somebody like my CEO call me and asking why Microsoft is asking us how our Canadian got dropped. It's just not a good place you want to be. So we're trying to stay on top of these things with the Splunk logging to give us a better picture of what's going on in real time, as well as using the logs to query what happened yesterday, the day before, and historical. Another application we use is the matter management application. This is really focused more towards the general counsels of those Fortune 500 and Global 2000 corporations that we service. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know many patient lawyers. It just doesn't really go hand in hand. So when things don't work, we find out about it pretty quickly, or when it's not snappy enough or moving along the way it has to. So again, we use this to look at these intensive queries that they run. We have a significant back-end imaging and document management repository that's associated with the front end of the system. So matter management ties back into a whole EMC product suite on the back end. We have close to half a petabyte of customer data out there that, again, they're running transactions against, and some of these transactions can be up to 20 threads across different activities going on at the same time. So there's a lot of risk to the application stack and a lot of risk to performance. We're leveraging Splunk to identify those performance hits before they become significant performance, and sometimes after the fact. But again, it's a proactive